Just when we think we've seen everything at the Last Supper, something surprises the community. A Brazilian fan recreated the iconic Cygnus Hyoga versus Aquarius Camus fight from the classic Saga. This isn't just any recreation, it's a high-quality remake that respects the original and delivers emotion that gives fans goosebumps. Hello, Knights of Amazonas, welcome to the channel. Always wanted to know. And in today's video, the ice clashes once again. The master will face the disciple, and we're going to talk about the sacrifice that marked generations and gained new life now through the hands of a fan. In today's video, you'll see why this remake of the battle between Hyoga and Camus is going viral, what it gets exactly right, and why it proves that the passion of the fans keeps Knights of the Zodiac alive to this day. Grab your Cosmos, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's dive into this awesome video.
I've always wanted to know.
You know those videos that appear in your feed and within 5 seconds you realize they're not just ordinary? That's right. Recently, the Saint Seiya community was hit hard by a wave of nostalgia and technical quality. Brazilian fan Renan Quirino decided not to wait for Toei Animation and recreated it himself. One of the most dramatic and visceral fights in all of Masami Kurumada's work. Hyoga, the Swan, faces his master Camus of Aquarius in their final clash. The project, which is going viral on the Manga Motion channel with over 100,000 views, is not just a cute edit. We're talking about an incredible 2-year project. When Renan says he redid it frame by frame, he's not exaggerating. The result is a tribute to the original material, which makes us question why big official productions sometimes lose touch with what really matters. The soul of the original work. In the animation, we see a more modern graphic quality, more striking colors, and of course, all the essence of Knights of the Zodiac. Renan also used the original audio from the classic Saga, dubbed in Portuguese, which brings supreme nostalgia to Brazilian fans. As you can see, Renan is an enthusiast who, like many of us, grew up watching reruns on Rede Manchete, Band, and even Cartoon Network. He channeled his passion into the technical side, putting his great animation talent into practice to gift us with an amazing animation at the end of the year. The animation starts at the climax of Hyoga and Camus's battle, when the Swan Knight uses Aurora Execution against his master. Thus, both knights take the same stance to use the most powerful freezing attack of the Aquarius constellation. The clash of powers is intense, and Seiya and Shun feel the cosmos' impact as they ascend the 12 zodiac houses. The goal here was not to copy the style of the legendary Shingo Araki, who was the visual director of the 1986 anime, but rather to honor his beautiful artwork, trying to get closer to the details, the characters, and the armors that he developed in the adaptation for the anime. And as we know, in a world dominated by artificial intelligence tools, Renan's work stands out for being completely handcrafted. No algorithms generate images here. An artist selects each light filter so Hyoga's ice appears truly deadly. Spending hours of work to manually recreate such an impactful scene? To understand why this video, which lasts almost 6 minutes, including animation and behind the scenes, is so striking, we need to revisit the story of these two characters. If you're a new fan or just want to refresh your memory, I'll show you the necessary context. First, let's talk about Hyoga de Seiya, who is the Ice Knight Hyoga. He's one of 5 bronze protagonists, half Japanese and half Russian, with one of the series' most tragic pasts. He was sent to train in eastern Siberia with a single goal: to become strong enough to break the eternal ice layer and earn his armor. He also visited his mother Natasha's body, which lies at the bottom of a sunken ship in Siberia's frozen sea. The constellation Cygnus represents the bird Zeus transformed into in the series' universe. Hyoga's armor was stored in an eternal glacier, a 10,000-year-old iceberg of everlasting ice. In the manga, Hyoga's master is Camus of Aquarius himself. In the classic anime, Toei added the Crystal Knight as an intermediate master to prevent the anime's story from catching up to the manga's production too quickly. That's why we have several differences between the anime and the manga. Renan's remake honors the anime version, but makes the master-disciple connection much clearer. Hyoga has some abilities, such as Diamond Dust, which is Hyoga's basic technique. He creates ice crystals that are launched like a gust of wind. The Aurora Thunder attack is a stronger version, with the knight releasing a shower of ice on his opponent, the Aurora Execution. The ultimate move, where the secret is not the movement, but the molecular control, to get as close as possible to the total rest of the atoms. As an honorable mention, the ice coffin technique wasn't used by Hyoga, but by his master Camus to seal Hyoga's body. It's said that even multiple gold saints together couldn't destroy this ice coffin. In the manga and anime, it's Shiryu who frees Hyoga from the coffin, using only the weapons from the Libra cloth. Now let's talk about Camus of Aquarius, who is the ice wizard. Camus is the guardian of the 11th house of the sanctuary. He is known for his coldness, not due to a lack of feelings, but because he believes a gold saint must be unshakable. Camus believes that a saint must keep his mind calm, no matter the situation. He is a strict master who secretly wants his disciple to surpass him. His ultimate move, Aurora Execution, projects cold air at its peak. Camus' hand positioning imitates a jar, the symbol of the Aquarius sign. Renan's video focuses on the climax of the 12 Houses saga. For those who don't remember, the Bronze Saints have only 12 hours to cross the sanctuary and save Athena, who was wounded by a golden arrow when they reached the House of Aquarius. Hyoga stays behind to face his master while Seiya and Shun move forward. Here in this fight, the science of Saint Seiya also comes into play. The fight between Ice Knights isn't decided by brute strength, but by who can unleash the coldest freezing air. And to freeze a gold cloth, it's necessary to reach absolute zero. In real physics, absolute zero is the lowest possible theoretical temperature where atomic motion completely ceases. In the animation, we also see the psychological struggle. Camus tries to force Hyoga to abandon his feelings, the memory of his mother, so that he can awaken. The seventh sense. The seventh sense is the essence of the cosmos. It's what allows a human to perform miracles and become equal to the gods. Renan Carino's animation conveys Hyoga's anguish, using particle effects to masterfully depict powers in the cosmos. But the climax is the moment when the knights fall. Hyoga, near death, grasps his master's final lesson. He assumes the Aurora Execution stance, and both unleash the attack together. Hyoga finally reached a temperature that surpassed Camus. He achieved absolute zero. Many fans criticized Toei's official remakes, including the computer-generated imagery Netflix and Crunchyroll versions, the 3D movie, and the live-action film. They seem too childish and not faithful to the original work. Renan's work, in both anime and manga, contrasts with Masami Kurumada's more aggressive manga art style. The wounds bleed and the armor shatters in a realistic way. In the anime, Shinwara's delicate art style creates a softer feel, yet still delivers intense and bloody scenes. Renan preserved this originality from the anime, and the video uses the classic sound effects, which creates an immediate emotional connection for the viewer. As a fun fact, in the manga, Kurumada draws Camus with red hair and nails, which is quite different compared to the anime version, where Camus has dark blue hair. What Renan Carino's work proves is that there is a pent-up demand for quality in the current adaptations of Saint Seiya. Saint Seiya has lasted nearly 40 years thanks to dedicated fans, especially in Latin America and Europe. A Brazilian going viral with a 2-year project made with dedication sends a clear message to major studios. Knights of the Zodiac is defined not only by its battles, but also by its production quality and emotion. Camus' sacrifice so that his student could grow is one of the most beautiful mentorship stories in Japanese fiction. While Toei Animation hasn't decided on a definitive high-fidelity 2D remake, we fans keep nourishing ourselves with gems like this. Renan Carino from the Manga Motion channel deserves congratulations for keeping the flame, or rather the cold of the cosmos, alive in our hearts. If you haven't seen it, watch this animation. The link is in the video description. Renan also promised me that he will make more works like this if the project is well received. And from what we can see, he's going to have a lot of work ahead of him. Thank you, friends, for watching this video until the end, and see you next time. Burn your cosmos to infinity.